Live from the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University, FATV presents coverage of Hockey Night in Fitchburg. And tonight we have the second game of our doubleheader as the Red Raiders of Fitchburg Monty Tech take on the Tigers of Littleton Bromfield. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Daniel Bolak. Happy to have you along with us here tonight. Fitchburg Monty Tech looking for their first win of the campaign, coming off a bitter 2-2 tie against Lunenburg Air Shirley on Wednesday. Had the lead for most of the game, but the Blue Knights were able to level it with 82 seconds left from their superstar, Nathan Handy. And the Red Raiders, a game they thought they probably could have very easily came away with the victory, but instead had to settle for a tie. They're taking on a Littleton Bromfield team who they split their two meetings last year. Lost 3-2 the first time these two teams met, and then 5 days later in Groton, at the Groton School where Littleton normally plays, the Red Raiders were able to win that game 1-0. And so this is the first of at least two meetings between these two teams this season, as they are scheduled to play each other twice. Interestingly enough, this was not the game on our schedule at the 5:30 slot. Originally, Fitchburg Monty Tech was supposed to play Oakmont at this time, but Oakmont's had some issues, and out of an abundance of caution, they are sitting out for just a little while. Littleton was supposed to play their first game of the season against Gardner, but Gardner had similar issues. And so these two teams had an empty date with their opponents backing out of their contests. So why not use up the ice time, play against each other? Let's get that out of the way now. So, and this is something we are going to have to watch out for as the season goes on, that scheduling could change at the drop of a hat. But nonetheless, this Littleton Bromfield team, they have been a bit short on numbers the last couple of years. There was a point last year during the game they needed to win to get into the postseason. They only ended up dressing 10 skaters in that contest. And one of their leading defensemen had to play the last 10 minutes of the game. That's a lot to ask for. This year, they've been able to spruce up the numbers a little bit. They're dressing 14 skaters tonight and 2 goaltenders. So 16 skaters, it's not bad. It's not the full team, but they're trying to make way the best they can for Fitchburg Monty Tech. They've got enough players to dress a full complement of 18 skaters and 2 goaltenders. I believe that's what they've done tonight. So for Littleton Bromfield, 8-12-1 last year, 5-3 in the Coughlin Conference. They came second there. That's how they got themselves into the postseason, ultimately as the 8th and final seed. And didn't have much luck as they got knocked out by the Rams of Northbridge in the quarterfinals. So Littleton coming into today, it's going to be very interesting to see what they can bring back in terms of offensive firepower. Only 17 of the goals they scored last year out of 48 ultimately returning. So this might be a bit of a challenge, and they've got a rather fresh face in goal as well. We'll talk about that a little more after the lineups and anthem, but for now we're just going to let Jim LaPointe do his thing and introduce the rest of the starting lineups and the anthems.
At center, number 18,
this Hockey Night in Fitchburg on FATV.
And in goal for the Tigers, number 35, Alden Leduc. The head coach for Littleton is Kevin Lazat. And now for the Raiders, at right wing, number 23, Riley LeBlanc. Center, number 8, Cooper Hall. Left wing, number 22, Sam Jaramillo. Defense, number 14, Nick McKenzie. Defense, number 24, Peter Stevens. And in goal for the Raiders, number 30, Spencer McCrillis. The head coach for the Raiders is Steve Lowney. At this time, we will be playing the Star Spangled Banner.
Moments from puck drop here at the Wallace Civic Center in Fitchburg. The second of 2 games we had here on FATV and Hockey Night in Fitchburg. We brought you St. Bernard's and Hopedale earlier today in the first game back for St. Bernard's after a couple of years co-oping with St. Peter Marion. And now we've got this game for you, second game of the season for the Fitchburg Monty Tech Red Raiders. But for the Littleton Bromfield Tigers, this is their first contest of the campaign. Might still have a bit of rust to shake off. In goal for the 2 teams, Spencer McCrillis back in goal for the Red Raiders. 27 saves on 29 shots, a lesser goaltender. Might have lost that game for the Red Raiders. McCrillis made several saves to keep his side in it. Meanwhile, Aiden Leduc, junior netminder, 3 relief appearances last year. That's all he was able to get into. Benjamin Canfield just too good in goal for the Tigers, riding the senior netminder all the way into the postseason. Duke did stop 17 of the 18 shots that he faced, but now he gets to make a start for Littleton Bromfield, and he very much is going to be the one they're counting on in goal. Batu has 2 22.5-minute halves. Different way of doing things from the first game where we had 3 15-minute periods. But now we are underway here from Fitchburg as Aaron King carries behind the net for the Tigers. Passing it up on the side to Tyler Edwards. Now back in the corner, Evan Picos wearing 47. That's the highest number we'll see in this contest. Around to the right wing corner. Dylan Locken trying to dig that out. Shot by Sam Jaramillo will be gloved by Leduc, and he'll hold on. 30 seconds gone. It's going to be interesting for Leduc. As we mentioned, just 3 relief appearances. He played against Gardner and St. Peter Marion. So we got to see a couple of the St. Bernard's faces that we saw in the first game. St. Bernard's co-op with St. Peter Marion last year. But now getting trusted to start a game for this Tiger squad. Be curious to see how well he'll be able to handle the fire of Fitchburg Monty Tech. It's a bad pass there picked up by the Tigers. Can't turn around and get a shot off. Ryan McNulty would have been asked to shoot on his backhand, and that was a bit awkward from that position. Now here's the pass up on the right side, Riley LeBlanc. LeBlanc on a 2-on-1 whiffs on the centering pass. Is looking for Max Bolak on the left wing. Bolak now battling there with Kevin Beretta. Beretta, senior defenseman, and there's a mess out in front, and Colin Hines has his first. Oh, that is not at all how the Tigers had that drawn up. A turnover, messy play by the Tigers. And Colin Hines gets the finish. 1 minute and 25 seconds into this contest, the Red Raiders strike first. The freshman forward from Monty Tech striking there, making the Tigers pay for their miscues on the first shot on target of the contest.
Raider goals by number 20, Colin Hines. Assisted by number 12, Max Bolak. Time of the goal, 1:25, first period.
Max Bolak will get the lone assist on that one. Bolak's second point of the season.
1:25.
And as I mentioned, Colin Hines' second career game. And now he's got his first goal. Joins Jacob Pruno on the list of freshman goal scorers for Fitchburg Monty Tech this season. McCrillis will leave behind his own net. He'll leave it for Zach Robillard. Bring up the far side of the ice. Across the red, now the blue. Robillard will stop top of the circle. Tries to get the pass off for Lucas Wiebe. Ends up coming to Jacob Pruno. Turns around, shoots. Puts it high off the glass. Switched out by Ryan Locken. And off the near boards, out to the red line. Picked up by Robillard. Strong pass side to side to Tyler Broussard, out of his reach. Tigers try to gain the zone on the right side, looking for a chance to shoot. Ryan Lockin not in a position to do so. Now pass out to Broussard on the left side. Broussard tries to feed Wiebe, through his legs it goes. Tigers coming back up the other way, it's Kyle Tracy. Tracy not able to get around Peter Stevens, one of the three captains on the Red Raider side. Broussard with a touch to the red line, now dumped back in. McCrillis will settle behind the net. Moving along with Tracy pressuring. Intercepted though by Edwards. Can't get a good pass off. LeBlanc now for Cooper Hall. Hall trying to use his speed to get free. Hall going to the goal. Gets a soft backhander off. Leduc makes the save on that. Hall on the right side for Jaramillo. Now back for Hall. Off the boards on the far side, Edwards will take pass to the near side. Pounding it off the boards and down is Dylan Lockin. Two different Lockins for Littleton Bromfield. Dylan, the sophomore, had the most points of any player returning for this Tiger squad. 13 points on 5 goals and 8 assists. LeBlanc digging that out for Fitchburg. Great shot there by Bolak, but stopped by Leduc. 4.5 minutes gone, and this one 1-0. Fitchburg Monty Tech in front. On the near side, Dylan Lockin dumping it in and around, and that got caught somewhere, and that'll bring a stop to play. No. So, my goodness.
21 from 47.
When you look away for a moment and you don't see where the puck goes, then that means you don't see it go in the back of the net. Littleton has just tied the game. Speechless for how that just developed. I looked away. I didn't see how it went in the net.
Tigers goal by number 21, Dylan Lockin. Assist to number 47, Evan Picos. Time of that goal was 5:39 first period. That was Lockin, assisted by Picos at 5:39.
So Dylan Lockin from Evan Picos. Picos, a freshman defenseman, getting his first varsity points. And yeah, the less I say about that, the better. Max Bolak with the shot and another kick save by Leduc. So McGrillis is conceded on the first shot he faces in this contest. There's a shot that goes off the side of the net, off the stick of Aaron King. And sent all the way down for racing. 6 minutes gone in this contest, and we're tied at 1. Still stunned by that goal by Littleton Bromfield. Their first goal of the season, I don't think they were expecting to score quite like that. And you folks at home had the best look of all. Leduc comes out of his net to play that along. Now Tyler Broussard gains the zone. Broussard looking for shooting space. And there's a shot, a goal! Jacob Bruno picks it up in the slot and restores the lead. second goal in as many games for the freshman Jacob Bruno. Just like that, 2-1 to the Red Raiders. What a start we've had here. There's McCrillis' first save of the contest. Makes the kick save on that one. Maybe it scored on that. I was looking away there too, so. As the puck makes its way to the top of the paint, McCrillis will cover there. Lucas Wiebe and Nick McKenzie pick up the assists. Our microphone sensitive enough to hear the referee give the numbers on the score. On the score there.
26, Jacob Pruno. Assisted by number 11, Lucas Wiebe. And number 14, Tyler Salafia. 10 to go, 6:21, first period. That was Pruno from Wiebe and Salafia at 6:21.
So the Red Raiders up 2-1 now. As Ryan Johnson carries it up ice. Johnson's zone drops it off. Tries to find the one-timer in the slot. He was looking for Hines. Trying to give him his second of the contest, but instead he'll come back the other way. So rising shot by Tyler Edwards, rising it too high. Now here we go again from Max Bolak. Bolak's got Hines on the left side. Hines shoots, save by Leduc. Throws that to the ice with disgust. Not happy with how this game has started. 15:06 to go in the first half. 2-1, Red Raiders in front. Two freshmen getting the goals for the Red Raiders, Colin Hines and Jacob Bruno. Now Ryan Johnson for Littleton Bromfield makes the pass up ice for Sam Dunn. That one intercepted. Wiebe trying to nudge it along. Broussard into the zone. Backhands into the slot, and nobody there to get their stick on it. As Bruno takes a quick snapper. That's gloved down by Leduc. He'll hold for a draw. A few years ago, Fitchburg Monty Tech had what some might call an announcer's nightmare. They had two players on their team with the same first name, the same last name, and the same middle initial. Two Andrew Cormiers on their roster. Had to use the full middle name to disambiguate between Andrew David Cormier and Andrew Dennis Cormier. This game may very well feature the announcer's nightmare part 2. Each team has a Ryan Johnson. It's a one-timer by McNulty. Not great wood on that one. Then flipped out of the zone. Number 17 for Fitchburg Monty Tech, Ryan Johnson, that senior captain. The one you just saw lay that hit, number 4 for Littleton Bromfield, also Ryan Johnson, a freshman defender. Appears their lines aren't matched up against each other, but there may very well be a moment where Ryan Johnson is trying to make a play on Ryan Johnson. Bromfield trying to rush up with some numbers. Shot blocked in front. Edwards trying to take the shot there. Backhand chance from bad angle. McCrillis gets the pads down on that one. Goes across to the far side. Red Raiders trying to clear it. It goes one side to the other. Picked up by King. King gaining the zone. Stretches it across, shot saved by McCrillis. Puck pops out to the blue line, and Riley LeBlanc will bring it up. LeBlanc with some space, takes the shot. Leduc makes the save, has trouble with the rebound, but Evan Picos there to try to pull it a bit out of danger. Sam Jaramillo back there to try to wreak some havoc. Down the length of the ice and far enough for icing. Wyatt Peters will go and collect that. We'll have a draw to the left of Leduc. 12:38 to go first half. Fitchburg Monty Tech 2, Littleton Bromfield 1. pause while Spencer McCrillis makes sure he's got his equipment ready. He was taking a quick break for some water. Draw between McNulty and Bolak. Draw won by the Red Raiders. Shot stopped by Leduc. Standing up there, making the save with the crest on the jersey. Now Sam Dunn trying to bring that across. Takes a tip on the way on the pass, but ultimately does not find its recipient. Red Raiders holding is Johnson. For Bolak. Bolak takes a quick snapper. Goes wide to the right of Leduc. A soft backhander into the slot. Popped over everybody's sticks. And McNulty. Pass out of the reach of Derek Peterson, captain for this Littleton Bromfield squad. Come out of the zone. Tigers will send it back in. Peters. Now for Bolak, we have a whistle and a penalty coming. Booking indicated here. So going to the penalty box is going to be Kyle Tracy. .14 seconds short of halfway. And a great shot there by Fitchburg Monty Tech there, Cooper Hall, but Leduc able to get across and make the stop. That's LeBlanc with another shot. Leduc makes the save there as well. Bolak trying to keep it away from the other Tigers. Dylan Walken poking off the stick for a moment. Shot saved by Leduc. Rebound pops over the stick of Ryan Johnson of the Red Raiders. Then sent down the length of the ice where McCrillis will leave. And they got a bit crossed up on what to do with the puck after that. But now the Raiders reset, regroup. High rising shot by Bolak. Rises over the head of Leduc and over the net. Stays in play. With a tip in front. Battling for Hall. LeBlanc did not keep it in. They will rule. Now bring a stoppage to play with 10:17 to go in the half. 48 on the power play. First power play of the contest. Red Raiders were 0 for 5 on the power play against Lunenburg Air Shirley, so they're looking for their first power play strike of the season. We're perfect 3 for 3 on the kill, though. LeBlanc up the right side in the zone. There's a nice one-timer pinballing around, backhand score! Cooper Hall gets the finish on that one. Add him to the list of first-time goal scorers. And it's 3-1 Red Raiders. Yes, sir. 3-1. To the Red Raiders. After all that, the puck pinballing around in the slot, deep in the paint. And found its way to Cooper Hall's stick. Backhands it in. With Leduc all out of sorts. And it's a 2-goal lead. 3-1. The Red Raiders lead their first power play goal of the season. There's Bruno gaining zone. He gets the shot off, stopped by Leduc. And we have a whistle here. after the touch up there by the other Ryan Johnson. Looks like another penalty here as well. Not going to make things any easier. Make matters even worse for Littleton Bromfield. It's the same player going off. So second power play already for the Red Raiders in this contest. Get the penalty in a moment. As that one goes all the way around the boards to the left side, picked up by Max Bolak. Now across for the one-timer. Sam Jaramillo trying to join in on this freshman party.
A third goal was by number 8, Cooper Hall. Assisted by number 22, Sam Jaramillo. And also number 23, Riley LeBlanc. Time of that power play goal, 12:01, first period.
Jaramillo and LeBlanc picking up assists on Cooper Hall's first varsity goal. 3 freshmen scoring the goals for the Red Raiders here. Tracy called for hooking again. There's Wolak with another higher rising shot. He's trying to go bar down from that spot. That time again a little too high. Ryan Johnson for Fitchburg Monty Tech holding on the left side boards. Now goes behind the net. Jaramillo looking around. Goes back to Ryan Johnson. Trying to feed Jaramillo for the one-timer. Flubbed off his stick. That one picked up by McNulty and cleared for Littleton Bromfield. 20 seconds to go on the power play for Fitchburg Monty Tech as LeBlanc regains the zone. Moves it around to the left side. Winding and firing through traffic was McKenzie, with the shot gloved down by Leduc. 7:42 to go in the half. Ten saves for the junior netminder Aiden Leduc. Making what I believe is his first varsity start. Benjamin Canfield started every game last year for this Tiger squad. Spencer McCrillis with 3 saves on the contest. The lone goaltender with varsity experience on the Red Raiders this season. Backhand chance stopped by McCrillis. That was Tracy fresh out of the penalty box. And he throws that into the 4th row. McCrillis has not been tested all that much in this contest, with just the 5 shots for Littleton Bromfield. But again, we know coming in, this Tiger team not as heavy on the numbers as they would like. Only 14 skaters at their disposal. I know last year they played quite well despite the numbers crunch, finding their way into the postseason, went 5-3 in the Coughlin Conference. Never an easy thing to do. Steve Lowney, 15th season as the head coach of the Red Raiders. Kevin Lizotte in his 2nd season with Littleton Bromfield, 11th coaching Massachusetts high school hockey. He's the coach of the St. Bernard's Bernardians for 9 seasons back in the 2000s. And like Lowney is a former Fitchburg State Falcon. Lizotte had 156 points in his career with the green and gold. There's Tracy. Gets a great shot off, but it's wide to the left. Hines backhands it out of the zone. Bolak. One to get around there. But Evan Giekos able to dispossess him. It's a backhand chance stopped by McCrillis. Robillard tried to get it to McCrillis to cover, but lost the handle on it. And now the Tigers maintaining possession with King. King looking for space to shoot. He's got great space to shoot, but McCrillis makes the stop on that. And cleared out of the zone. 6 minutes to go in the half. When I said McCrillis had not been tested that much, the Tigers were on 4 shots. They're on 7 now. They've had the last few. There's Jaramillo. Right wing corner for the Red Raiders. Tried to get that long stretch pass. Not strong enough to get to Hall without being picked. That's dumped out of the zone. And it's going to go for icing after it popped over the stick of Andrew Ogier. In high school, just because you make an attempt on a puck doesn't kill the icing. If it hops over your stick without touching it, that won't negate the icing. If it touches your stick, though, it will. That's pretty universal, though. "17 minutes gone in this contest. 3-1 lead for the Red Raiders. This Hall looking to protect the puck here. Behind the net. Battling for it, McNulty. And the other Ryan Johnson there as well for the Tigers. Kevin Beretta flipping it along the boards. Second clearance is successful. Sam Dunn can't find anybody. Balfour on the near side. Derek Peterson pulling it free. Lucas Wiebe intercepts. Wiebe with a backhander. Knocked down by Leduc. Can control it cleanly with the glove. Robillard shot well offline. Broussard for Ogier. On the left wing corner for Wiebe. Johnson plays him into the boards. Robillard will dump in. Wilson will change a couple players. Ogier tries to protect the puck. But then there's Murphy with the shot. And that one gloved down by McCrillis. Off the stick of William Murphy. 4:08 to go in the first half. Now McCrillis up to 7 saves on the contest. I think the difference in experience between these two netminders, Aiden Leduc making his first varsity start. Spencer McCrillis started games for Gardner as an 8th grader. And he's a senior now. Here's Max Bolak. Gets a shot off. Leduc makes the save. Only had to drop the one knee for that one. Keep the other pad vertical. There's another shot and a good save by Leduc. Had the shooting angle read well. Blows it out of the air off the stick of Hines. He's looking for his second. 3:38 to go in the frame. (16-8) the shots, and now make it 17-8 after that one. From the Red Raiders, Ryan Johnson. It's closed off by Leduc. Now another shot and another save by Leduc. It's Johnson again. The near side. Puck makes its way to Dylan Locken. He's got the goal for Littleton Bromfield. Delayed offside. Tigers tag up. Now the Red Raiders able to get it out of the zone. Johnson and Bolak run into each other. Jaramillo still able to keep the play alive. And Peter Stevens keeps it in the zone. Gets a shot off. Looking for the top left corner. Only missed by a couple feet. Turnaround shot, and Leduc with another save. And he'll hold for a draw. 2:44 to go in the frame. Leduc's been tested quite often here. In another case where Fitchburg Monty Tech's able to overwhelm with the depth. After all, they're able to dress a full complement of 18 skaters tonight. Stevens shot blocked out in front. While the Tigers dressing just 14 skaters. Offside is called there. Littleton High School and the Bromfield School, the public high school of Harvard. The town of Harvard adjacent. Normally play their home games at the Groton School, but the Groton School not letting high school teams play in the buildings this year. So Littleton Bromfield and Groton Dunstable, who normally call the Groton School home, will have to play their home games here at the Civic Center. Oakmont's got the same deal. They play at Cushing Academy. They have to play their home games in Gardner. All teams in the pod, all teams we expect to see as the season goes on. Barring any health mishaps. We hope everyone's able to stay healthy as we get to go through these high school ice hockey activities. We're so happy we're able to bring these to you at home. We all know that nobody's allowed in the buildings but people relevant to the game and us broadcasting it. So we hope you're nice and warm enjoying the game wherever you may be. Under 100 seconds to go in the frame. Robillard carries it up. Not much for reinforcements. They'll protect the puck until they come. Weeby with the shot. Knocked off the stick of Ryan Johnson of Littleton Bromfield and makes its way to Leduc, who covers and takes no chances. Now 17 saves for the junior netminder. 1:26 to go in the half. Red Raiders bring up at least their top line. As McKenzie's shot gets lost in the skates of Tyler Edwards. Will be able to retrieve it, get a shot off, stopped by Leduc. Starting to get more comfortable in goal, I think, as the game has gone on. Now we're in the last 60 seconds of the first half. Ryan Johnson carrying it up. Lost the handle on it. The pressure from two Tigers. As the puck makes its way back out to McKenzie. Johnson knocked down to the ice there. Bolak trying to protect Johnson with the self-pass. Trying to get around Tracy. Couldn't gain much room on that. Hines picks it off the stick of Picos and clears it down the ice with 15 to go in the period. Won't go for icing, so Aaron King will have to retrieve. 10 seconds to go in the period. Maybe a chance for one more rush. King loses the handle on it. Now Bolak with 2 seconds. He can look up, look at the clock, take the shot. Punched away by Leduc. And the buzzer sounds to bring an end to this first half of play. Leduc made about 12 saves in a row to close that period off, something of that nature. He really did look like he was getting a lot more comfortable as the frame went on. And at the end of one half of play, the Red Raiders lead the Tigers by a score of 3-1. All freshmen getting the goals for Fitchburg Monty Tech. Colin Hines, his first tally, a minute 25 in. Jacob Bruno getting his second of the season. Less than a minute after Littleton Bromfield had tied it from Dylan Lockin. And then Cooper Hall making it 3-1 on the power play. 8 saves for Spencer McCrillis in that one. All in a row as well. And Leduc with 19 saves in that first half of play. now the two teams going to their respective spots to the sides of the benches in the stands. We'll go and talk halftime strategy. These are words and phrases you don't normally use when talking about hockey games, but here we are, it's 2021. Things are weird. So while they take a break, we'll do so as well. Halftime here at the Wallace Civic Center. It's Fitchburg Monty Tech 3, Littleton Bromfield 1. This is Hockey Night in Fitchburg on FATV. Back here at the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University for game number 2 of Hockey Night in Fitchburg. So we get ready to start this second half of ice hockey here from Fitchburg. The score, the Fitchburg Monty Tech Red Raiders 3 and the Littleton Bromfield Tigers 1. Daniel Bolak here with you. High above the ice. Matt Murdocca, Nate Glennie on camera, Travis Falk doing everything in the truck today. Here for both games, we thank them for all the help to make this broadcast possible and to make it look as good as it does. Shots in the first half were 22-9 in favor of the Red Raiders. They only needed 125 to score their first goal of the game. On their first shot of the game, Colin Hines gets his first varsity tally in his second career game off a feed from Max Bolak. That made it 1-0. Littleton Bromfield was also able to score on their first shot of the game. And based on some discussions I had off air during the intermission, here's the best that we figured out what happened. So Dylan Larkin skated up to the blue line. He said abracadabra, and the puck magically went from his stick into the back of the net. That is what happened. That is what we're going with, because I can't find anyone who can attest to him actually shooting it directly in the net, but apparently that's what happened. And so that tied the game at 1. Then Jacob Prudo was able to answer less than a minute later with assist from Lucas Wiebe and Nick McKenzie. That made it 2-1. And then Cooper Hall on the power play got his first collegiate tally as well, with assists from Sam Jaramillo and Riley LeBlanc. And that made the score 3-1 where we stand right now. Aiden Leduc, you see in goal, 19 saves for the junior netminder. While Spencer McCrillis bounced back from that opening goal that he conceded to make 8 saves in a row. Brings us to where we are stat-wise. Penalties in the first half of play. Littleton Bromfield, 2 penalties for 4 minutes. Fitchburg Monty Tech was clean in the first half. But now a big question for this Red Raider side is they owned the pace of play in the first half against Lunenburg Air Shirley, while the Blue Knights outshot them 17-7 in the second half and got the lone goal of the second half that ultimately resulted in the tie score. And so the big question is, will Fitchburg Monty Tech be able to finish this second half strong, play the complete 22.5 minutes in this frame, and finish out with a clear W? Or will Littleton Bromfield be able to wrestle back the momentum and get themselves back into this contest? I will tell you this, Littleton Bromfield is going to have their first power play of the game. If I were to, or at least that's what I thought when I thought Max Bolak touched the puck, but apparently the whistle was a bit late, and that's not actually what's happening. Instead, what I've gone and told you is a lie, and at 27 seconds, Derek Peterson goes to the box. No, he doesn't. Dylan Larkin goes to the box. And so power play number 3 for Fitchburg Monty Tech. This half's off to a great start. Leduc making the stop there on the short angle shot. So again, power play number 3 for the Red Raiders, 1 for 2 tonight. Shot out in front Doesn't quite get to where it needed to go. Littleton Bromfield will clear it.
Two-minute minor for high sticking.
Cross-ice feed trying to find Ryan Johnson. Goes through his legs. He'll come back to him. Johnson the right circle. Holds in the corner now. Go one corner to the other on the pass. Looking for the one-timer in front. Leduc trying to cover the bottom as best he could, and then that one-time feed for Hall out of his reach while Leduc was trying to get back to his skates. Good chances for Fitchburg Monty Tech, just not able to get the finishes they need. As Riley LeBlanc carries it all the way in, tries to play it through the legs and nutmeg Aaron King, but couldn't quite get that at the end. Ooh, nice save by Leduc. Flashing the leather. 38 seconds to go on the power, 20:41 to go in the half. In two 22.5-minute halves being played in all Pod 2 games. And if the game ends in a tie, it ends in a tie. Johnson with a shot. That goes out of reach there. As Johnson tries to play that along for Littleton Bromfield. We have now got that moment now where both Ryan Johnsons are on the ice right now. On opposite sides of the ice for the moment. Jaramillo gets a shot there, and Leduc able to squeeze his arm shut and make the stop there. "13 seconds to go on the power play for the Red Raiders. And there is Ryan Johnson getting it on his stick. We're harassed in the boards by Kevin Beretta. Penalty to expire, and now being freed from the box is Dylan Locken. Back to full strength. Bolak trying to protect the puck. He's able to pass it along. Around the boards it comes. Here's Stevens on the near side for the Red Raiders. Players collide with each other, 2-on-2, and now Johnson with a shot, kick save by Leduc. Rebound to the far side of Tyler Edwards. Now Stevens as the Raiders reset. Finds Weeby, now Stevens trying to get a shot off. Tried to feed Broussard for the one-timer. Couldn't quite get the finish there. Broussard had a goal last year as a sophomore. He's looking for his first of the season. As Dylan Locken playing a bit of keep away on the line changes. Notice the two teams did not switch sides for the second half. That's another pod rule they put into play. Each team will defend the same half, the same side of the ice each half. They will not change ends, and if one side of the rink is much worse than the other, well, I guess that's something you're just going to have to deal with. Bruno with the shot for a bunch of legs. No touches on the way, and Leduc able to close the 5-hole. Chance out in front there. Sam Dunn tried to feed one of his Tigers. Couldn't quite get the finish there, and Ryan McNulty with a shot from the left circle, stopped by McCrillis. 18:21 to go in the half. 2 saves from McCrillis in this half of play. 4 for Aiden Leduc on the other end. Go around to Robillard and around to the near side. King was waiting for it, never came to him. Max Bolak trying to create space. Bolak trying to feed across. Gets a backhand chance from a bad angle. Gets his stick tied up there with Hikos. Now Bolak wins possession, tries to do the give and go. Ends up going right to the post there. Duke held it against for a moment, then spit it out. Johnson, the left corner now, to the left point. Held, there's the shot, deflection, just wide. Robillard with the initial shot, went off a stick in front and fluttered out and away as Leduc tried to stretch to cover that post. Going for the bank shot there. It ends up going on target. Leduc has to make the stop on that one. This here's Peterson. Gets a shot. McCrillis with the save. Rebound bounces out to Johnson in the slot. Tries to throw it off the boards and clear. But Ryan Locken able to keep that in. And now interference is signaled. And more words being exchanged between the two sides. Max Bolak not quite happy with what he's seen and what he's heard. Talking with the referee about how he disagreed with that call. He'll go into the penalty box. And he'll sit for 2 minutes. So we'll see the first power play of the contest for Littleton Bromfield. This time I tell the truth. As King holds, shoots, saved by McCrillis. Rebound out of his reach. His teammates able to converge and clear.
Raider penalty number 12, Max Bolak. 2-minute minor for interference. Time of the penalty, 5:21, second period. Bolak, 2 minutes.
Raiders were 3 for 3 on the kill against Lunenburg Air Shirley. Picos with the shot that goes off a skate in front. Rebounds back out to Tracy. That hops over the stick of Edwards. And around to the right wing corner. Looking for the one-timer. McCrillis just gets his glove right down on it. I think he had the pad over there too to prevent it from going in beyond that. But taking no chances immediately, snapping that down and covering it. And there's another shot from the right point off the stick of Picos. That one stopped by McCrillis as well. 1:09 to go on the power play. First of the game for Littleton Bromfield. He's back out to the point for Picos again. On the right side. Back for Picos. Now across the left side for Aaron King. King just barely keeps it in the zone for Sam Dunn. Peterson getting tangled up there with Robert Brogan. A lot of mess going out in front. The puck following its way through the mess. McCrillis ultimately dives into it and obscures the puck from play. And earns a draw to his right with 40 seconds to go on the power play. 15:48 to go in the contest. Dug out of the scrum, Littleton. Holding on the left side. And a penalty coming here. And Fitchburg finally makes the touch up there. It'll be a 5-on-3. For 25 seconds. There's a bunch of stuff happened there. I'm pretty sure we had a trip there. And indeed we did. And now we'll have a timeout here. Kevin Lizotte, I believe, calling his timeout. 60 seconds to talk about what to do about this. After all, this is a prime chance to get back in the contest. Down by 2 goals, but up by 2 men. Again, a good time to thank our wonderful staff helping us here today. Matt Murdoka, Nate Glenny on camera, Travis Falk doing everything in the truck. And myself, Daniel Bolak, up here in the press box. The second of 2 games we've done today. Oakdale beating St. Bernard's by a lot in the first game earlier today. Be one other game after this as well. You know, featuring the Leominster Blue Devils. I think they're playing Lunenburg Air shortly. So big clearance there. With a few seconds left on this 5-on-3. But now Bolak out of the box. They return one skater to the ice. And now another 90 seconds that Littleton Bromfield will have to try to get their second. That one fought for in the slot. Ultimately, no one able to turn it towards goal. Max Bolak will try to skate it up ice, 2-on-2. He's got Cooper Hall to his left. Dispossessed well enough. Leduc tries to sweep that along. Bolak trying to get around everybody. Finds Hall in front. Nicely blocked by Aaron King. Another shot. Looked for a tip in front. Found the tip, but it went wide to the left. 50 to go on the power play for Littleton. Bolak trying to find Hall for the one-timer. That's the shot they wanted. But Aiden Leduc comes up big with the save. And sent down the length of the ice, and it'll be icing against the Tigers. I believe 19 saves in a row now for Leduc. Here's, because of the stacked penalty situation, Brogan had to sit on the bench until that next stoppage and trust that he not come on the ice while he was serving a penalty. So with that first stoppage, after that, Brogan can now go to the penalty box and properly serve the rest of his time. There is a strict seating capacity of 1 in the press box.
15 Ronald Brogan at 2 minute for tripping. 10-minute penalty to 6:57. Second period.
Shot from the right point, bounces through traffic. Ends up going wide to the right. 5 seconds to go on the power play for the Tigers. Not going to get the goal they were looking for on this. Now, just as the penalty expires, Max Bolak with a great individual effort to get around 3 Tiger defensemen and get a shot off. Looking for the 5-hole with the backhand, but Leduc shuts that up. And a draw with 13:28 to go in the second half. Fitchburg Monty Tech 3, Littleton 1. Littleton Bromfield 1. I'd like to credit Bromfield. After all, they've got a good few players on this side as well. It's the two teams working together. It would be difficult for the Tigers to be fielding a team if they didn't have help from the Bromfield school, after all. Tigers keeping it in the zone. Tyler Coro moving it along. And around to the near side for Nathan Smith. Bromfield with some good puck possession here. Trying to keep it away from the Red Raiders. Broussard has that tangled up there. Knocked along by Ryan Locken. Around to the near side. Shaking off a hit there. And Bruno not able to make a move there. And sent to the ice. And a whistle with 12:31 to go in the frame. Shots in this half, 8-6 in favor of the Red Raiders. Have not seen a goal yet in this second frame. Hall will get it out of the zone here. Hall trying to get around the one defender. The one defender in Evan Picos took him out of the play illegally. And for that, he'll be sentenced to 2 minutes. I'd like to make an observation that Every Littleton player has gone into the left penalty box in this contest. And for the first time, someone's actually going to sit in the right one, as the referees caught on to that. So this is power play number 4 for the Red Raiders, 1 for 3 tonight. Behind the net, Sam Jaramillo for Cooper Hall, back for Jaramillo. Looking for the backhand, Hall, backhand shot, stopped by Leduc. Another good chance there for the Red Raiders. Now, strong snapper, but Leduc stops that as well. Took him a little while to get settled in, but once he has, he's been locked in.
Tripping.
Johnson with that stretch pass to Bolak.
Evan Pico's 2-minute minor for tripping. Title penalty, 10 minutes, 20 seconds.
Bolak using those moves.
Second period. Pico's 2 minutes.
To get a shot towards goal, but wide and offline. Can't keep it in the zone that time, and McCrillis will go and settle it. As fresh legs will come onto the ice for Littleton Bromfield. 11 minutes to go in the frame. 45 seconds to go on the power play for the Red Raiders. Just barely avoided the offside there. Bolak protects with his skate. Battling with McNulty. 2 players ultimately work in tandem to dispossess. Can't get it much farther than the blue line, but Jaramillo can't get much farther than that either. LeBlanc back onside. Trying to find Hall. Now Johnson. Over for Bolak. Holding in the left circle. Goes for the bad angle shot. Goes off the side of the net, gets it back. Tried to send it across for the one-timer as the penalty expired. Leduc puts his stick out there to knock that away. Now quick transition for the Tigers. There's a shot by McNulty. That turned aside by McCrillis. Johnson on the other end, keeping that alive. Johnson feeds it through the paint. Nobody there on the other side. Jaramillo gets there in time. And now LeBlanc makes a move, gets a shot off the line to the left. Bolak behind the net, bodied in by Johnson. Now under 10 to go in the frame, 3-1 lead. No scoring in the second half. Both sides wouldn't mind a change to that. Bolak with the backhand pass to Johnson. Now Johnson on Johnson violence here. Ryan Johnson trying to play it along, but Ryan Johnson not letting him do so that easily. You tell I've been sitting on that all night. This is dumped down for an icing. We finally got that moment where Ryan Johnson of one team was in a battle with Ryan Johnson on the other team. Off the draw. Raiders control, get the shot off. Leduc made the save. I don't know if he was 100% sure where it was, but he had it properly trapped. Held for a draw, and a couple seconds tick off the clock. Another draw one, and another shot by Prudo off the backhand. 3 more seconds fall off the clock, and another save to the account of Aiden Leduc. He had 29 saves before the start of this song. Now he's got 31. Battle forward on that left side of the paint. Comes to Brogan from the point. Shot goes off the skate. Still Lawkins. The Raiders now with 12 shots in the half. The 7 for Littleton Bromfield. Ryan Lawkin up and around. Broussard will get there. Rogan will carry it up for the Red Raiders. Gets a shot off, standing save by Leduc. Now tried to feed to the point, but split the two defenders. That's going to go all the way down. Spencer McCrillis thought of going to the corner to nudge it along, but defense says, now we got that. We'll bring that up, pass out of the reach of Hines, and that's going to be icing. A chance for the Tigers. We'll have a draw to one side of McCrillis. .7:48 to go in the second half. That one cleared to the red line, Aaron King. Top D pair with Picos. That's intercepted by Bolak. Bolak wants to get the shot off. Now moves it across for a one-timer. Tried to feed Ryan Johnson. Couldn't get the clean shot away. Sam Dunn. The pass up ice, Ryan McNulty trying to create a break. But Wyatt Peters not going to let him have that easily. And sent around and down for an icing. Next contest for both of these teams, all subject to change. Fitchburg Monty Tech will be on the road next week, taking on the Wildcats of Gardner for a 1 o'clock start. That's the one game that the Red Raiders are scheduled to play away from the Wallace Civic Center this year, that game at the Gardner Veterans Arena. And we're going to try to bring that game to you as well. For Littleton Bromfield, their next contest scheduled is on the 13th, as they'll get to see Lunenburg Air Shirley for the first time. 5:30 start here from the Civic Center. And our next broadcast on the 11th, on Monday, as girls basketball, Fitchburg High, taking on Oakmont. 5:30 tip-off. All schedules subject to change without a moment's notice. Make sure you pay attention to FATV and Fitchburg Athletics social media for more information as it develops, if necessary. So that's turned towards goal. Leduc knocking that away. Dylan Lockin, a pass up ice. Quick shot and a save by McCrillis. On the near side, Ryan Johnson trying to settle for the Red Raiders. Now for Bolak. The 2-on-2 trying to catch them in the line change. And Bolak waiting, holding, and then shooting, trying to catch everyone off guard there in a sense. But Leduc wise to it. Ready to take that shot through two defensemen. Able to find a lane where it wouldn't get blocked. But Leduc with the glove, he's got 33 saves tonight. The Tigers continue to hang in there. And Leduc has played very well, especially in this second half. He's gone quite a distance without conceding and has stopped well over this point. 26 saves, I believe he's made without conceding. He's had a great run of it. As we've just passed 17 minutes gone in this second half. 5:29 remaining in the game. Fitchburg Monty Tech continues to lead 3-1. Goals from Colin Hines, Jacob Pruno, and Cooper Hall, all freshmen back in the first period. Dylan Lockin with the lone strike for the Tigers. Jaramillo with the shot. That goes behind the net. Robillard will retrieve. Jaramillo gets it back. Surrounded by Tigers, gets a shot off there after the pass to Andrew Ogier. That'll be gloved down by Leduc as well. Shots now in this half, 15 for the Red Raiders and 8 for the Tigers. Between the two teams have now gone over 40 shots on goal without a score in this one. The goaltenders now playing stout. Behind the net, Wiebe. Move it along. And Nick McKenzie will carry it up. He's got an assist in this game. Pass across, but a whistle. And a cross check indicated. And for the third time today, Kyle Tracy will sit in the sin bin. So now power play number 5 for Fitchburg Monty Tech. Not a great time to take a penalty, either for the Tigers. That one sent down the ice. McCrillis will hold it as the Red Raiders try to reset with 20 seconds gone on the power play. Now, the coaching staff for Littleton Bromfield did give me a very detailed stat sheet with all of the relevant information, all the stats and the like. As Bolak makes it almost all the way to goal. That one ends up getting knocked away. And wide to the right. Eventually cleared out of the zone. Aaron King trying to make something happen shorthanded here. But the Raiders will close in on him. The stats so detailed, going back to that they even had penalty minutes. And out of curiosity, with Tracy in the box for the third time today, I wanted to see how many penalties did he take last year? There's a great shot stopped by LeDuc. And the answer to that was 3 in 21 games. Apparently not playing high school hockey for 10 months has gotten him a bit antsy. He's matched his penalty total from last year. I imagine he'll be more disciplined for the remaining 9 games on the schedule. We approach 3 minutes to go in regulation. Red Raiders still holding on to that 3-1 lead. Still 12 seconds to go on this power play. Broussard drops it for Bolak. Shot through traffic. Stopped by LeDuc. Had trouble with the rebound. But the Tigers able to clear it out of danger. Now a foot race. Hines trying to close off Dunn there. As the penalty expires, back to full strength are the Tigers. Now just 2:25 to go. With Littleton considered pulling Aiden LeDuc. We're approaching the time to do it if they are going to. I see no signs of a signal yet. Now a 2-on-1 developing. Tyler Broussard would have had a breakaway, but he just can't keep his footing. Shot through traffic by Tyler Salafia. Rises just a little high and wide. Now 1 or 2 to go in the game. On the far side, Littleton controlling. But picked by Bolak. Gains the zone. Closed off by a couple of Tigers. And then the shot from Wiebe. Ends up a bit offline. Now a shot through traffic just wide to the left. Red Raiders going to try to close this period strong. Not give Littleton Bromfield the chance to get back in this. Only 60 seconds remain. All the first to arrive for Fitchburg Monty Tech. Bolak thinking about the wraparound, but he sees the two Tigers come up to try to block off that route. Ultimately not enough strength to get the pass back to Hall. They'll try to win the puck himself here. Bolak behind the net again. Looking to feed Hall. Goes into the paint. Nothing more than that. 25 seconds. There's a shot punched away by Leduc. Now 15 seconds to go in the contest. Tigers with the quick rush there. And a shot stopped by McCrillis. They were signaling for Leduc. He didn't get the message at all. He'll come off to the extra attacker now, but only 7.3 seconds left. Then again, get a goal off the draw, and you never know. So 6 skaters on for the Tigers, trying to find that second goal. The Red Raiders win the draw. Kept in, but not a chance to get another shot off. The game comes to an end, and the Red Raiders win for the first time in 2021 with a 3-1 victory. 17-9 were the final shots in the second half of play. 39 in total for Fitchburg Monty Tech and 18 for Littleton Bromfield. Stuck with them. Ultimately, no scoring in the second half of play. Credit to Aiden Leduc, playing a marvelous second half. Really, after that third goal, that power play goal, just holding down the fort and then some for this Tiger squad. Like 29 saves in a row to finish the contest.
Raiders had 17 for a game total of 39.
Meanwhile, for the Red Raiders, Spencer McCrillis finishing with 17 saves. Didn't let that first goal, that only goal he conceded, bring him down. "17 saves in a row after giving up that opening goal, and from there on, playing as solidly as the Red Raiders needed. So with that, the Red Raiders go to 1-0-1 on the season, and the Tigers will fall to 0-1. Mentioned, well played by both sides. Fitchburg Monty Tech able to come away with that victory. Even if they couldn't get any more goals, they held the fort down well enough. They didn't concede any in the second half of play, able to come away with a nice victory. So again, Fitchburg Monty Tech currently scheduled to play their next game at the Veterans Memorial Arena in Gardner against the Wildcats, a 1 o'clock start on Saturday the 16th. Littleton Bromfield will be seeing the Lunenburg Air Shirley Blue Knights for a 5:30 start there. Again, our next game we plan to bring you on Monday. Fitchburg Monty Tech, no, just Fitchburg High School, the girls basketball team, getting their first game of the season against the Spartans of Oakmont. And 5:30 tip-off from the Crutchfield Fieldhouse on that one. As long as all goes well. Remember, all schedules subject to change at any time. But as long as everybody stays healthy, then we'll be able to keep bringing these games to you, and they'll be able to keep playing these games. So not sure what else there really needs to be said. And you see the credits on your screen: Matt Murdoka, Nate Glennie on camera, Travis Falk doing all the technical stuff. Here for both games here today from the Civic Center. So we brought St. Bernard's and Hopedale earlier, and Fitchburg Monty Tech and Littleton Bromfield you've just seen. All our remote productions at FATV underwritten by Workers Credit Union, Health Alliance, Unitil, Minuteman Press, Research Results, Hub International, the Sentinel and Enterprise, Fitchburg State University, and Rollstone Bank and Trust. We thank them for all their support. And so that's about going to do it here from the Civic Center. Again, the final score: Fitchburg Monty Tech 3, Littleton Bromfield 1. So for everyone here at FATV, I'm Daniel Bolak saying thank you for tuning in. We hope to see you next time, and until then, so long from Fitchburg.